Improving your financial situation does not always require drastic measures or large sums of money. The 1% rule is a simple but powerful concept that shows how small, consistent improvements can create major results over time. By focusing on just 1% progress every day or month, you can gradually transform your savings, spending habits, and overall financial health. This method is practical, stress-free, and effective for students, young adults, and families alike. The first step is to understand what 1% improvement means. It does not involve extreme sacrifices or complicated investment strategies. It can be as simple as saving a small portion of your income, reducing minor unnecessary expenses, or paying slightly more attention to your spending habits. The critical factor is consistency, making small adjustments that are manageable and sustainable over time. Start by reviewing your current financial situation. List your income, monthly expenses, and existing savings. Identify areas where small improvements are possible. For example, if you spend $50 per month on coffee, cutting it by $15 and saving that amount in a dedicated account may seem minor, but over a year, it adds up to significant savings. The essence of the 1% rule is that tiny, deliberate actions accumulate into meaningful results over time. Next, set clear financial goals. Are you saving for college, a vehicle, or future investments? Break these goals into achievable milestones. If your objective is to save $100 to $200 in a year, allocating around $100 per month, or slightly more through small adjustments, will help you reach the goal without stress. Tracking progress, even incrementally, motivates you to maintain consistent action. Budgeting is essential when applying the 1% rule. Start by categorizing expenses into essentials, discretionary spending, and savings. Identify small areas for adjustment. This does not require depriving yourself. It is about making strategic choices. For example, buying generic grocery brands, limiting takeout meals, or reducing minor subscription costs can lead to small savings that accumulate over months. Tracking every dollar spent is another effective strategy. By keeping a record of all expenses, including minor ones, you can find opportunities for improvement. Perhaps you notice unused subscriptions or small indulgences that could be reduced. Implementing these small adjustments consistently strengthens financial discipline and builds awareness of spending habits. Creating dedicated savings accounts for specific goals enhances discipline. Keeping funds separate from everyday spending prevents the temptation to use them for other purposes. Automating deposits, even as small as $5 or $10 weekly, ensures consistency. Over months and years, these incremental contributions become substantial, reinforcing the 1% rule principle. Daily habits play a significant role in financial improvement. Applying the 1% rule can include small changes like skipping an unnecessary snack, bringing lunch from home instead of eating out, or comparing prices before purchases. Individually, these actions may seem insignificant, but over time, they collectively create noticeable financial progress. Side income or part-time work complements the 1% rule strategy. Even a small monthly income such as $100 from freelance work or tutoring can be applied strategically. Allocating 50% to savings, 30% for essential expenses, and 20% for personal use teaches responsible money allocation. This approach is effective for students and young adults who want to improve their financial habits without relying on loans or high-risk strategies. The 1% rule is also beneficial for debt management. If you have existing financial obligations, paying just 1% more than the minimum payment each month can accelerate debt reduction and reduce overall stress. Over time, this approach improves financial stability and helps you avoid reliance on interest-bearing debt. Regular progress review is essential. Examine your savings and spending weekly or monthly to observe how small changes are accumulating. Celebrate minor achievements. For example, saving an extra $50 in a month through small adjustments may seem minor, but it reinforces positive behavior and motivates continued progress. One of the most significant advantages of the 1% rule is stress reduction. Large, sudden financial changes can be overwhelming. In contrast, small, manageable improvements make financial planning practical and sustainable. Students, young professionals, and families can implement these methods without anxiety or frustration. Visualization of progress strengthens motivation. Use simple charts, graphs, or apps to monitor incremental growth. Observing monthly or yearly progress visually reinforces consistency and helps maintain the mindset of gradual, sustainable financial improvement. Furthermore, the 1% rule encourages a responsible financial mindset. Practicing consistent, small improvements cultivates discipline, patience, and awareness of money management. Financial growth is not about immediate, large gains, but about steady, thoughtful, and strategic improvements. Developing this mindset helps individuals make smarter choices over time, creating long-term financial stability. Implementing the 1% rule requires simple, actionable steps. Review your current financial situation in detail. Identify areas for small, consistent improvements. Track all income and expenses carefully, set achievable and measurable financial goals. Automate small, regular savings deposits. Reduce minor expenses in a strategic, manageable way. Use any additional income responsibly. Monitor progress regularly and visualize improvements. Applying these steps provides a practical framework for transforming finances gradually. Small, consistent actions may seem insignificant individually, but their cumulative effect over months and years leads to meaningful results. The power of incremental improvements demonstrates that financial success is built step by step, not overnight. The 1% rule is especially suitable for students, young adults, and families who want a practical, low-stress approach to saving, budgeting, and financial planning. By focusing on small, consistent improvements, individuals gain control over their finances, reduce stress, and develop lifelong money management habits. By following this method, you will gradually improve your savings and budgeting efficiency, reduce unnecessary expenses without feeling deprived, build a reliable system for future financial goals, develop long-term financial discipline and responsibility. Even the smallest actions, when applied consistently, compound into major financial results. Starting with small improvements makes financial planning approachable, effective, and sustainable. Improving finances is most effective when approached through small, consistent, and deliberate actions. The 1% rule is a method that emphasizes gradual progress, proving that tiny, incremental changes accumulate into meaningful financial results over time. After implementing the basic steps of the 1% rule, the next stage focuses on maximizing impact and sustaining long-term growth. A foundational element of this strategy is leveraging technology. Budgeting and savings apps allow users to monitor spending, track income, and automate transfers into dedicated savings accounts. Many apps even round up each purchase to the nearest dollar and transfer the extra change to a savings account, ensuring consistent improvement without extra effort. This makes small adjustments habitual and sustainable, which is essential for long-term success. Another essential component is strategic use of side income. Even modest earnings, such as $100 per month from tutoring, freelancing, or part-time work, can be directed toward financial goals. By applying the 1% rule, allocating 10 to 20% of this income to savings, investments, or emergency funds ensures gradual growth. Over months, these small contributions compound into a significant reserve, demonstrating the power of consistent, incremental actions in building financial security. Creating goal-specific accounts enhances discipline and clarity. Separating funds for emergencies, education, or other priorities prevents accidental spending and provides a clear view of financial progress. Even small weekly contributions of $5 or $10, when automated, accumulate significantly over time. This approach reinforces the 1% rule by ensuring small, consistent improvements continue without requiring constant manual attention. While high-risk investment strategies may not suit everyone, low-risk and responsible investment options provide avenues for steady growth. Index funds, ETFs, and other conservative investment platforms allow consistent, small contributions to grow over time. Using the 1% rule in investments demonstrates how even modest amounts, invested thoughtfully, can create meaningful long-term results. Regular financial reviews are critical. Setting aside time, monthly or quarterly, to evaluate spending, savings, and progress toward goals ensures that small adjustments are effective. Minor recalibrations, like slightly increasing savings or identifying new areas for expense reduction, contribute to cumulative improvement. Regular assessment keeps the process dynamic and responsive to changes in income or financial needs. Engaging family or peers in financial habits adds accountability. For instance, parents can involve children in saving challenges or tracking household expenses. Friends or roommates can participate in goal-setting exercises, creating shared motivation. Collaboration reinforces discipline, encourages consistency, and makes the process of incremental improvements more engaging. Optimizing expenses is key to maximizing the 1% rule. Small reductions in recurring costs, such as switching to cost-effective subscriptions, minimizing utility usage, or comparing prices before purchases, may appear insignificant individually, but over time they generate noticeable financial gains. Combining multiple minor adjustments produces a compounding effect, significantly enhancing overall financial stability. Investing in personal development is another critical application of the 1% rule. Allocating a small percentage of income or time toward online courses, certifications, or skill-building activities increases long-term earning potential. Even minor, consistent improvements in skills and knowledge can have profound financial benefits over time, reinforcing the idea that small, ethical actions contribute to future stability and growth. Emergency preparedness is crucial for financial resilience. Regularly setting aside a small portion of income builds a safety net for unforeseen circumstances. Contributing even 1% of monthly income toward an emergency fund develops a buffer against unexpected events without hindering long-term goals. Over time, this habit cultivates discipline and confidence in handling financial challenges. Visualization and tracking tools enhance motivation and make incremental progress tangible. Charts, graphs, or mobile apps displaying growth in savings, debt reduction, or investment accounts provide visual reinforcement. Monitoring multiple goals simultaneously prevents neglecting any area and encourages continuous improvement. Visualization helps sustain long-term commitment by showing cumulative results of small, consistent actions. Lifestyle adjustments reinforce the 1% rule. Aligning daily habits with financial objectives ensures sustainability. For example, students may prepare meals at home instead of eating out, young adults can limit discretionary spending, and families can adopt energy-efficient practices. These small, habitual changes, while seemingly minor, collectively produce significant results over time. The ripple effect of incremental improvements magnifies impact across multiple financial areas. Reducing minor expenses allows additional savings or investment. Side income directed strategically contributes to multiple goals simultaneously. These compounded improvements demonstrate that small actions, when repeated consistently, can generate outcomes far beyond their individual impact. Consistency is the most critical aspect of the 1% rule. Sustainable financial growth is achieved through steady, cumulative progress rather than rapid, risky changes. Maintaining small, repeated improvements cultivates patience, financial discipline, and a proactive mindset. These habits foster long-term stability, ensuring that individuals can meet their goals without excessive stress or reliance on high-risk strategies. Practical examples of applying the 1% rule include skipping one coffee per week and saving $5 to $10, turning off unused electronics to reduce energy expenses, preparing lunch at home 3 to 4 times per week to save 30 pom monthly, allocating 1 to 20% of side income to dedicated savings accounts, using budgeting apps to monitor spending and identify minor areas for improvement, reducing non-essential discretionary expenses consistently, contributing a small percentage of monthly income to an emergency fund over time. These actions accumulate into significant savings, improved financial literacy, and reduced financial stress. Students gain responsibility. Young adults achieve independence, and families witness measurable improvements in overall household finances. The key insight is that small, consistent actions lead to meaningful, long-term results. Advanced strategies for maximizing the 1% rule include 1. Combining multiple minor improvements to compound results. 2. Allocating income strategically across essentials, savings, investments, and personal use. 3. Reviewing and adjusting financial goals regularly. 4. Utilizing technology to automate and track financial actions. 5. Engaging family or peers to maintain accountability. 6. Investing responsibly for gradual, long-term growth. 7. Continuously improving skills to enhance earning potential. Psychologically, the 1% rule provides multiple benefits. It reduces financial stress by emphasizing manageable, achievable improvements. It strengthens consistency and discipline in money management, encourages long-term planning, and fosters delayed gratification. Regular visualization of financial progress reinforces positive habits, helping individuals stay motivated and committed over months and years. By applying these strategies consistently, anyone can transform their financial situation through incremental, ethical actions. The 1% rule proves that success is not dependent on large, immediate gains or high-risk decisions. Instead, steady, deliberate actions build a strong financial foundation and sustainable growth over time. Key takeaways include leveraging technology for tracking and automation, applying side income strategically toward goals, maintaining separate accounts for emergencies and specific objectives, implementing minor expense reductions consistently, considering low-risk investment options for gradual growth, reviewing progress regularly and making minor adjustments, collaborating with family or peers for accountability, preparing for emergencies incrementally, visualizing progress to sustain motivation, applying consistent ethical practices across multiple areas for compounding benefits. The 1% rule demonstrates that financial transformation is achievable for anyone willing to commit to consistent, small improvements. Gradually, these small actions compound into measurable results, fostering stability, reducing stress, and developing lifelong responsible financial habits. It emphasizes that success in money management is built on disciplined, steady, and thoughtful progress rather than luck or sudden windfalls. Even the smallest daily adjustments, when practiced consistently, compound into substantial financial outcomes. By focusing on ethical, incremental improvements, individuals can achieve measurable financial growth, gain control over their finances, and secure a more stable future. This method is suitable for students, young professionals, and families seeking long-term results with minimal stress. The continuous application of the 1% rule across all areas of personal finance, spending, saving, investing, and skill building reinforces a mindset of responsibility, consistency, and long-term planning. Over months and years, the results are significant. Higher savings, smarter spending, improved financial literacy, and greater confidence in handling financial challenges. By embracing the principles of the 1% rule, individuals create a sustainable framework for financial improvement, ensuring that small, consistent steps lead to meaningful outcomes. The strategy demonstrates that financial success is attainable for anyone willing to commit to regular, incremental action, building wealth and stability responsibly.